Verse by verse meditations. Genesis chapter 6. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 19. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Why would the Lord be concerned about the life of these animals? Did he not say that all flesh would die, including the animals? Let us consider one of the greatest crimes committed in our country at this time. That is the crime of murder. So the officers of the law, they do their due diligence, and they determine who the perpetrator of the crime is. They bring him before the courts, and the same perpetrator is given a fair trial, and it is proved beyond a shadow of doubt that he is indeed the murderer. The day of sentencing eventually comes along, and the judge issues a sentence of death. As the criminal hears the sentence, his heart sinks, because as far as he is concerned, he is now a dead man. After the sentence is declared, the father of the man that was murdered approaches the court and begs for leniency for the murderer and asks that the life of the murderer be spared. Should the judge be so inclined to change the sentence from death to life, and there be no objections to this happening, the murderer would then be able to escape the sentence of death. I am not a master of the law, but I do believe, should circumstances be as stated, the guilty person can be given a measure of mercy, and it be perfectly legal. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 9 and 10, it says, "For God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him." What Christ did far exceeded what was done for this murderer before this earthly judge, because this earthly judge had no power to let this man go free. Christ died in our place so that we might go free. Not only were we allowed to go free, but we can actually be and live with him forever. We killed God's Son. We were declared guilty. We were sentenced to death. But if we bow our knees before the Father of the Son, we can not only be pardoned, but we can also be declared innocent in his sight.